Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. We're going to be actually doing a quick video, and I wanted to make matching envelopes for the cards that we've been making lately. So I got the same paper line. I had a lot of sheets. I want to say it was something like 4 or 5 sheets of each pattern. So that's what allowed me to make all the cards and then still have some paper left over to create a matching envelope. So for the A2 size card, you're going to cut a sheet of paper that's 8 by 8 inches, and then you're going to line it up on 3.5, okay? And then you're going to punch, make your score line, and turn, okay? Now the score line that you have there, you're going to line it up along this little piece here that's sticking out, okay? Once it lines up on that score line, you're going to punch again, and then you're going to score again. So it's punch and then score, punch and then score. Turn it, line up your piece, punch, score, and then you're going to do it one more time so that way you have 4 notches on your sheet of paper. And then once you have it lined up, you're going to punch again. And your final score line. So on the front of this one, it's hard to see because of the pattern, so I just wanted to show you where we had our grooves. So that's why I'm holding the sheet up close to the camera. And then the other part about this punch board is on the back side, you can actually curve your edges. So you're rounding them off, right? So you can put in your sheet right in the back and you get a nice rounded edge. Or you can keep it at the straight point. It's up to you. But whenever I make the envelopes, it's something about having it rounded off that just makes it look finished and complete that I really like about it. So I tend to always punch, to round the corners of my envelopes. So here's your piece of paper. We've done all of the scoring, the notches, and we've rounded our edge. I'm having a little bit of difficult because I wind up using some glitter paper on this, and it wind up getting a little sticky there on the back, so just bear with me. Once I get that little piece off, because it was driving me nuts, I'll be able to go on to the next part. So on here, I like to reinforce my creases, and I'm just going to do that on both of the sides and on the bottom, so that way it's nice and flat and it looks really crisp. And then what I do is I take my tape runner and I take it on the larger flap up to a certain point. I usually just try and leave maybe an inch down on that part so that way the tape won't stick to the inside of the envelope. And I always put my fingers in there when I'm pressing just to make sure I didn't have any extra tape sticking out. And then I'm going to take one of the cards we made and slide it right on in. And there is your card. And once I get the card inside, I always run my bone folder because I want to make sure that the crease on the top flap is just as good. And this type of a envelope with the pattern, you can use a label on it to write the person's name on it, or since you know who you're giving it to, you don't even have to put a label on it at all. Okay, so here are the 4 of the sheets that I created the envelopes with, and I'm just going to show you. Slide in all the cards we made. Now I will say with these envelopes and the A2 size, it's a tight fit. You don't have a whole lot of extra room. These cards are fine because there's not a whole lot of embellishment and there's just that little bit of foam on the sentiment. But if you had something or a card that had a little bit more as far as embellishments and things like that that make the card bulky, then on the envelope punch board you can make a bigger size envelope, you know? So like, I think on here I have, they say the A2 size is 4.5 by 5.5. So you get a little bit, like a 1/4 inch extra on one of the sides. So you could do that, or you could even make like a 5 by 5 card. You know, you would have plenty of room. So it gives you lots of options. You get a great look, and I really like how it all comes together. So thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys with our next video.